All right, so we're being recorded and we're gonna get going. We still have lots of adding right now. Oh, this is awesome. All right, so you guys can go ahead and mute yourself if I don't have to hear kind of an echo of myself. That way it's not distracting to everybody else. Bad enough, I gotta hear my own voice. All right. All right, well, now that it is after 11, we're gonna get started and get things going. We have a lot of people on the call, which is awesome. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be with us. We are starting up some new things, trying to get more involvement. Being a virtual organization, it's really hard to kind of connect with everybody when we're not all at the events at the same time. So this is a really big deal, trying to get calls or at least some sort of schedule or something that we're able to start discussions on. So we really appreciate your participation. Right now, we have a broad topic here. We were going over topics, Danielle and I, and we're going off of what actual members have submitted and said that they want to hear more from. And we came up with this topic. After 48 hours of deliberation on this topic, it's horrible. I apologize if I've offended anybody and you're really excited about this, but this is a very broad topic. It would take quite a while and to go over all the different kind of vendors, softwares, and wholesalers, and not all of them have an even correlation. So I kind of broke it down from kind of a 1,000-foot view, and I'm hoping, according to who we have on the call, that we're able to kind of direct where we're going with the conversation. Just because getting all of this particular topic in would be kind of a lot. All right. The whole purpose of our Zoom-in call, kind of like I said, is really just to connect more with members. My name's Colleen Keyworth. I'm from Online Access. We do HVAC websites for contractors, and we work with wholesalers and distributors to do their tools and websites and dealer locator tools as well. In addition to that, I'm on the board of directors for Women HVACR with a couple other members that are actually on the call with us today. And on membership committee, Danielle Putnam, who was on the call last time, we've come up, like I said, with these ideas to do these connection calls. We're going to have a different theme. We'd love to hear from you on ideas for themes, guest speakers. I'll bring that up a little bit later. But again, being an organization that is from manufacturer all the way down to technician, to contractor, to wholesaler, to distributor, it is a broad spectrum. And so trying to find common ground on some of these discussions is going to be something that we're going to have to figure out together. Because it does really take kind of a broad look at a lot of this, and we all come from different facets, especially because I have to figure out who's on the call and where you guys are from. So, all right. Who is on the call? Right now we have 15 participants on the call, and some of you have names and some of you don't on here because of the way you're signed up. So I'm just going to go down the list, and I recognize some of you, so I'm super excited. But again, just bear with me while we get through this, and then we can continue on the rest of it. I have Janelle McGee.
Yes, I'm a contractor out of.
Okay, perfect. There you go. You're a contractor out of
Delaware.
All right. And then we have Jill.
Hi there, we're contractors out of Colorado.
Wonderful, Jill. Our conference is in Colorado. We're kind of in your backyard. Oh, wait a minute. Are you coming? Have you heard about it?
I haven't registered yet, but I'm definitely going.
Excellent. And then I have Jay Tipton.
Hi, this is Janet Tipton. I'm with Johnstone Supply, the corporate office, Portland, Oregon.
Wonderful. All right, and then I have Julie.
Yes, contractor out of Wisconsin.
A lot of contractors. They're my people. All right, Lori.
Good morning. Lori. Good morning. Lori Scholl. I'm calling Eagle Pipe Mechanical. I'm a contractor, and I'm just outside of Seattle, Washington, in Port Ludlow.
Wonderful. And then M. Moran.
Hi, my name is Marla. I'm calling from sunny Sarasota, and I work for corporate at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning.
All right. So corporate for 1 hour. Okay. All right. Now this is where it gets kind of tricky. If this is your phone number, let me know. I have 248-227-4436. Nobody's phone number?
That would be me. It's Kathy James with the Air Conditioning, Heating, and Refrigeration News.
Kathy!
Hey
Glad
there.
you're here. All right, 4436. And then 1407-321-6162.
Hi, this is Kristen Gallup. I'm with Johnson Controls. I'm on the York Factory Direct side.
Kristen. JCI. All right. Welcome, Kristen. And then I have 440-786-2666.
I think that's us. I'm Kate Simonis. I'm a business development associate with Majestic Steel USA, and we focus on HVAC for one of our main industries that we serve.
Okay. So we kind of have a mixed bag today. This is awesome. 266. All right. And then 904-907-0109.
Hi, it's Ashley Nettles. I am on the CoolSys Energy Solutions team, but CoolSys has a family of companies. So I'm calling from Jacksonville, Florida, but we're national. So locally, we're known by 1,000 different names, depending on where you are in the country.
Yeah. All right. Welcome, Ashley. And then I have 904-438-8176. Anybody? It could be a
What's the number again?
904-388 909, sorry, 438-8176.
That would be me. My name is Sarah Soto. I'm calling from Dallas. And I work with the Softwa contract.
Your name again?
I'm sorry? Jana.
What's your name again?
It's spelled Y-A-R-A.
Okay.
And I work with the contract, and it's a company that's for connectors for HVAC equipment.
Wonderful. Glad you could join us. All right, and then I have A. Harden. Anything A. Harden? All right, and Kristen Gallup.
Yes, I'm from Johnson Controls.
Yep, just making sure that was a double. All right, this is what I have down here. Sometimes the names add with the number, sometimes they don't, depending if you get your I think it's your unique ID code.
No worries.
All right, well, now that we have that, that's like probably the longest part. Again, a broad topic with all of these different softwares. And since we're all from different aspects of the industry, I kind of broke it down to more of just the software stuff. We're not going over wholesalers today. It's kind of a difficult one. We could do a whole nother call on wholesalers. Again, besides me just naming what my favorite wholesalers are, it's really kind of one of those things that we probably won't have time for today. But we do have some topics as far as what we're breaking down. The HVAC industry is much, much bigger than just the equipment, and I kind of wanted to just have some questions for everybody as far as different ideas they had on some software or some pieces or parts that they use that make their job easier. A lot of people think our industry is just, you know, the equipment when they think of it, but, you know, it took me, when I joined, it was kind of a huge eye-opening experience to see how many different actual companies and tools and service providers and stuff make up what is the HVAC industry. So now that we've discovered how many people we have, and one second, I have more people wanting to join the call. And I accidentally got rid of my user list. I'm sorry, guys. I just have Danielle on here as a co-host so she can get the people in. We just got a new Zoom account. Admit, we have Annie, and we have 17, another number. Annie, where are you from?
I'm from Houston.
Ah, I know who you are.
Who's this?
Go ahead and tell the group. Go ahead and share with the group what you do, Annie.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I am the Director of Marketing for Johnson Supply here in Houston.
All right. And then I had one more number that joined, but I think that might have been yours. Did I miss anybody for introduction? All right.
Oh, Danielle, I'm here too. With the new flat rate.
I missed you. I'm sorry, Danielle.
It's all right.
All right. Name a product, service, or software that makes your job easier that wasn't around even 5 to 10 years ago. We're in a pretty changing field no matter what facet you're in, whether it's vendor, supplier, manufacturer. There's tons of things out there that we didn't have, and I labeled just a couple examples on what you're seeing here. But I am going to call on some of you. That's why we took so long to take down notes for who's on who, and like I can actually see a list of attendees. That makes it a little bit easier for us to be like, you know, number 578 rather than that. I can actually say Kristen. So with that question in mind, and I know you guys, again, contractors, distributors, service vendors are all on here. Kate, what would you say is a product or service or even a software that's changed the game for you in the last 5 or 10 years that you didn't have?
Are you referencing me with Majestic Steel? I'm sorry, did you say Kate?
Yes, Majestic Steel. I can say that, I guess.
Sorry, couldn't really hear you. We have a CRM system that we use that I don't know if that was really relevant 5 to 10 years ago, that just really helps us understand our customers and what we need to do to make their lives easier.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of different, like what one do you guys use? I mean, we're not trying to get all self-promotional, but out of curiosity, which one do you use?
We actually have an in-house CRM system that our business systems, or what we call our IT team, actually develops for us, so that it makes sense, because we service a lot of HVAC players, whether it be wholesalers, distributors, mechanical contractors, equipment manufacturers. So we want to make sure that we have enough to service all of you guys in the correct way.
Right. So is that going into your inventory and then what your supply chain is doing?
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Kristen, same question.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Okay. We can just listen and go on. Jill, do you have some examples of some software or services that you're using that you didn't have 5 to 10 years ago that have changed your business?
I don't know if it's really changed the business, but definitely between calendar and GPS and being able to know where the technicians are and not, you know, not just relying on where they say they are. I know that sounds bad, but we can actually pretty much see where they are. So.
Yes. No, I actually mentioned that on apps a little bit further down. No, that's a game changer for our company too. My family has an HVAC contracting business, and we have the fleet locate system that we use with the trucks. Definitely saves in gas and all sorts of different things that you didn't even think that were a problem, that now you have that technology telling you what you're actually spending in mileage and gas, where the guys are at all the time. There's accountability now, and it's a game changer. All right, and going on, I wanted to talk to Annie. Something for you guys in Johnson Supply.
For sure, the web store has been a focus of our company to make sure that we reach the consumer. People are more into instant gratification as well, so we do some social media to, you know, kind of like pay to click to make sure that we follow them throughout their purchase behavior. We are actually in the process of working with a third-party vendor to do apps where we're going to start doing some multi-channel marketing, specifically push notifications. So those really make marketers look smart, because we are literally touching them and understand how they buy and where they are. One of the tools that I'm going to start utilizing is geofencing. So.
That's an interesting one too. I have contractors ask about that one all the time. Again, this is just something that we've done. Geofencing kind of works for contractors. It depends on what area you're in, but it's more of for wholesalers. I think that would be an absolute game changer. I know that Ferguson right by us uses some geofencing stuff, and we get different ads depending upon where we're at for different sales going on at the warehouse, which is kind of neat.
Yep.
Very cool. All right, I'm going to ask one more person, and then we'll move on to the next slide. I promise I'm not going through the list every time. And if you just want to listen, that's fine. We're just trying to start the session. I was going to ask Lori.
Yes, I haven't been in the business for 5 years, but most recently we jumped on with Service Titan. So that has certainly been a big help for us. And even prior to that, just some little thing that helped us. I only have three trucks out there, so I don't have big, huge fleets. But Hum by Verizon also was just a little thing that, into the vehicle. So love when I can see when they're going over the speed limit, when they're doing all kinds of things, especially when they unplug it. Service Titan takes over a lot of that, and I love being able to see exactly where they're at, and or texting or emailing the customer when they're en route. There's just been a lot of advantages, and we've only been on it for about the last 4 or 5 months, so that's been a game changer for us.
Nice. I've heard a lot of people say that. We kind of have a breakdown in the next slide where we talked about database software. There is more than just what contractors are using, which I had a whole bunch of examples of that. Everything from Service Titan to Aptora, getting into FieldEdge. Those are huge game changers. And in the last 5 years, those softwares alone have come a long way than just the drag and drop scheduling. I mean, everything from your inventory, what you're doing as far as like your sales, what are you doing in your additional offerings, your flat rate pricing. There's so many different things that they offer now that kind of cover one big bunch of what you used to do separately. Going over softwares and stuff, I know that we had, and I'm trying to make sure I get this right, Ashley from CoolSys being a different, not a contractor and stuff. What are examples of customer management softwares that you guys use?
Oh, I'm glad you said that, because so for me, I don't have a lot of softwares that I use that are insanely crazy since I'm a project manager. Walmart uses Phoenix. I don't know if anybody knows about that. That's kind of for their inventory management. It could be something internally that they've developed. I'm not sure how widespread that is. And then they also use an app called CX Alloy. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with that either, but it's the app that when my guys go out to do the building performance optimization program for them, it's how they track the issues, what work they did, what tickets are going to be left open for the Walmart HVAC technicians, and then the Phoenix is their inventory tracking system that I use to say what of their inventory I use and quantities and things like that. But most of what I use in my personal like stuff is very old school. I'm a big fan of Excel. Excel and MapLine. I use MapLine to plot my stores that we're going to in my projects, but those are my two main tools that would be like Excel, MapLine, and probably Microsoft Project to do all my scheduling.
I think we all would agree that Excel is still a main staple in all of our lives at some point or another. Probably. No, I didn't. I have heard of Phoenix. I should have used it in my examples. I know I was digging up stuff today a little bit crazy, trying to make sure I wasn't just contractor based. Again, trying to make sure that what we're talking about is more than just contractor tools, which I'm so familiar with, getting into what is a manufacturer or wholesaler using. I guess the same question I had, who was the one from 1 hour? I know I wrote it down. I'm so sorry. It's around here somewhere. From the 1 hour corporate?
That's me, Marla.
Marla, I'm writing that down again. I apologize. Do you have anything specific being from 1 Hour Corporate that you guys use to manage with your franchises?
Well, we use Fan Connect for the franchises. Our centers, our owners use Successware 21, which is basically accounting through all the way through marketing even. So
My company's on Successware.
yeah, that's what we use. Our Fran Connect gives them an intranet, the owners an intranet to use, which is very beneficial, that carries our operations manual, all the collateral they need for marketing and all of that as well.
Nice. No, that's something that, like I said, I'm writing down notes on some of this. It was kind of interesting finding different ones that, you know, I might not have been aware of, and some of the other people on the call. It would be remiss of me to mention customer database software without getting into contracting, though. Julie, what do you guys use in Wisconsin?
We're currently using Smart Service, which is, it has a mobile thing, so that all the guys in the field are paperless now. They're working off of iPads. And that's been really great for us because, you know, we can see everything in real time, and it gives us a better opportunity to respond to parts orders and things like that. Or if somebody's running behind, we don't have to call and check on where they're at or something like that. We can just see it.
Yep. That's another thing for scheduling, being able to find with the GPS stuff where the guys are at, what's the estimated time of arrival.
Yeah.
Dispatching more fluid. All right. Is there anybody else that has anything to add on customer service software? I mean, I can call on people too, but again, this isn't something where you have to wait your turn all the time. I do have other slides to go over other products and stuff, but anything anybody had to add?
This is Janelle from the contractor in Delaware. We use Aptora Total Office Manager. And I feel like from the beginning, we kind of were using the basics. I've been in the business for about 9 years. In the beginning, we were using the basics of it, but I've got, as more I get into it or we see a need for something, I find that most of the time it does it. So as a whole, I love the product. There's some things that we, aren't all that happy about sometimes, but I think you find that with any software, but it really has been a game changer because we use the tablets and take advantage of the reporting and, calls and tracking and stuff like that, and getting, performance numbers and KPIs, numbers to make sure that people are hitting their goals and stuff like that. So we've done very well with Aptora.
Yes, Aptora was one of the top ones out there next to Service Titan and Field Edge that actually came up when I was doing a little bit of research on this. I'm familiar with it because my customers use it, but I haven't really looked a lot into it. But I have a lot of people that say it's constantly evolving. And
yeah, we've had it since 2008.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, we have Successware. I'm okay with Successware, but I know that leaving Successware would be short of like some sort of ice pick lobotomy for our business, just because like it's just once you're ingrained, you're ingrained.
Yeah.
And it takes a little bit.
Yeah, and to change and stuff like that. So we've considered changing a couple different times, and then I go, oh, wait a minute, it does this that you want it to do, and it's like, hold the cart. But it's like, it would be so much to change at this point because we have like, 22,000 customers. It's like, no, we can't just up and move to something different.
Yeah, no, that's a big thing. Danielle, what do you guys use with the new flat rate?
Well, for our software, we have something, actually, Chattanooga Software, it's called Pineapple Code. It's a CRM system that they customize for contractors for service and dispatching, but we aren't a service and dispatch. I mean, we're not a contracting company, we're a pricing software. So they customized it for us, and they customize for all sorts of people. Really interesting. Pineapple Code, Chattanooga Software. What I like about it is within my company, as we grow, when people use Outlook or Gmail as their email, I know that customer service is happening, but I don't have record of who's sending what email. And so with this, it's an email filing system within the CRM. And every email that comes in or out of our system, it's all built in and it's filed under every customer so that I can see every interaction and touch point that we have. it's been really helpful for us.
I've never heard of that before. So if they're local in Chattanooga, that might be why. But that's awesome.
Yeah, they're a smaller company, but they're nationwide. They service a lot of people. But it's neat because that way I can always look up any customer at any time and see who touched them last, who called them, and all the emails back and forth. It's kind of neat.
So at Online Access, we do 450 contractors all over the U.S. and Canada and even in Australia now. We actually use Zoho. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Zoho.
I love Zoho.
That's what we use. Yes. We use it for our ticketing system. We use it for our billing. We use it for our customer lookup. And we actually integrated it with our own customer management software because we built our own content management system that we use for our website. We're able to do our own customer database, and Zoho was able to link with that. So we're able to do that all together. So that's something that keeps us clean. We used to use, oh gosh, something else, but back in the day, we switched to Zoho 2 years ago, and that's been a game changer for us because that's allowed us to do things with phone calls, emails, track everything, and have accountability is a huge thing because knowing which customer service rep dealt with what and having records of it, I don't even know what we did before then. I think we used Kayako, that's what it was, and we needed to switch to something that was growing with us. Anybody else have anything to add? All right. Every time I click, it doesn't change. Aha, apps. I added the Uber app in that first slide there because I know that not a lot of people think of that as a game changer, but how many of you, if you travel for business, travel for work, do sales, or here's the big one, use it for parts delivery, have used Uber? Anybody out there?
I've used it to get to and from the airport. That's about the extent.
I don't rent as many cars now that I have Uber. That's for sure. I guess another thing is anybody, as far as the contractor side or even the wholesaler side, has anybody ever used Uber or anything like Lyft or anything for parts delivery?
This is Kristen from Johnson Controls. We're actually looking into Uber for our deliveries to our dealers.
Nice. So where did that idea come from, Kristen?
I use it in my previous life at a different distributor. So it's something that we think will bring value to our dealers.
Yeah, that is something that I've heard before. It blew me away when I first heard that as a topic. Somebody was like, well, we don't have the guys go to the store. We'll just call an Uber. And I was like, really? And it makes sense. It's as far as the cost of actually having your labor removed from a situation to actually, go and get a part or something like that versus actually hiring an Uber, that's huge. Again, for a business tool for me, since I travel all the time, Uber's been my favorite thing. There's more of an independence than having the right to rent a car or use public transportation. But from a business aspect, I know that the delivery of using it for parts and stuff is kind of something that's kind of new out there. But thank you for adding that. All right, we talked about Fleet Locate or Spirion or Hum or any of the vehicle ones. Anybody have any interesting stories or anything to add what they're using any kind of vehicle tracking software? And anything from a wholesale point of view for supply chains? Do you guys use vehicle tracking software? Kate? At Majestic, do you?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question one more time?
Do you guys use any kind of vehicle software at Majestic?
In all honesty, I'm not necessarily on that side of things, so I can't speak to that. If you want me to, I can always look into that and send you an answer later, too.
Well, it might not keep me up at night, but you can. All right, Yana in Dallas.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
You there?
Yes, I'm here.
And do you guys use anything for your company for any kind of vehicle location systems or GPS tracking?
No, we don't have. We sell directly to the company. That's not part of our services.
Got it. Okay. All right.
I'll help you out. If you want, I was going to help you out. It's Ashley.
Yes,
my guys don't use it because all my guys are nationally based, so a lot of them don't drive work vehicles. But we do have on all of their phones, regardless of whether you're driving a company vehicle or not. It's Mobi Control. I don't know if anybody's heard of that. But it tracks speed, where they are, and everything like that.
Speed too?
Yeah, I believe so, because none of my guys get the notification, but some of the branch field guys, they know when they're speeding, when they're sitting in traffic too long, different things like that.
All right. No, that's a big one. I know when we told our technicians that they were getting tracks and stuff, and that it gives reports of speed and everything, there was a few habit changes that took place. So always don't expect anything you can't inspect, and I think that's the overall theme with any of these things, is it gives you accountability. I have a couple examples on here. Again, there's more apps out there. And is there any app that you can think of phone-wise? I even included tools and stuff, but anything particular that I haven't listed here that has changed something that you do or something that you rely more heavily on, that even that you can share with the group that they could use?
Colleen, I can see here that Jerry chatted into everybody and said they use Silent Passenger, which is good in scheduling software. So
Silent Passenger, I have heard that one. I can't see that on my screen. I'm sorry. The chat's not coming up. I think it's just because I'm sharing mine.
There is one thing, it's not necessarily for us in the office, but for the technicians. I know with the going to troubleshooting software as far as Mitsubishi's and the different types of and brands of equipment, the different apps that they have to be able to walk the technicians through steps to try and problem solve stuff versus having to sit on the phone and wait for the next person to be available has really increased our time in the field as far as troubleshooting, or decreased.
That's a big one. Anybody use CamCard or Expensify that has to travel a lot?
I can speak up on that. This is Patty. We actually do. We use both.
And the Expensify has really made me on time with my expense report, where before that was like pulling teeth. I absolutely hated sitting in front of the computer and typing out all of the details and scanning, and now with Expensify, I can do it right there at the end of the meal, take a picture of it, and it sends it on. And I can tell you upper management is thrilled that I get them in on a weekly basis now versus monthly.
I know my upper management would be thrilled if I did that. I should probably look into that. I think we have another chat. I'm actually seeing those now. My bad. And Jerry wrote to everyone, using CamCard pretty good for contact management. Yes, yes it is. Anybody else have experience with CamCard? Is there anything else I'm listing here? Because, like, again, this is pretty broad. I have tools here too we can go over, but I mean, before we kind of did some of the best apps that you could have. We've done it before in newspaper article or newsletter articles for women HVAC, different game-changing apps that people use, whether that be Waze or Guys or different things that changed how they were able to plan for things ahead of time. But again, like I said, these are limited examples. I can, as far as contracting goes, is there anything that you guys can think of, Lori?
No, because the things that I'm already using, I put those apps on my phone now, so I can't think of anything different than what has already been proposed.
Oh, okay. I added in, and maybe this is like, oh, sorry.
This is Marla. We actually developed in-house an app that allows our tech to tether to the homeowner. So if they're in an attic or if they're in an outside unit, the homeowner could sit on the couch, or even if the significant other is at work, he can get on the app and actually see the technician in the unit as he explains what is going on.
Wow.
So that's been kind of a game changer for us.
Oh, Marla, that is different. I actually hadn't heard, heard similar things, but not that particularly.
I don't want to tell you that.
Anybody else doing something similar where they're able to do phone conferencing with the customer? All right. Well, Marla, again, like I said, I haven't seen that yet, but that's really cool. Is there an app, is it called Tether?
I would have to investigate it. I haven't used it personally. Our owners are using it, and I believe we developed it in-house. But that doesn't mean that it won't be coming on the market. I mean, it's a very handy tool.
So any 1 hour Benjamin Franklin and Mr. Sparky, they're going to be able to conference me in anytime I want.
Yes, ma'am.
Very cool. I have some technicians, I don't think I'd want them on a video call, but you know, that sounds like some pretty cool stuff. Anybody else have anything to share on app stuff? All right. I mentioned on here, or put a picture up, I'm more of a talking person rather than a writing person, I guess. The picture of, it's the man tooth actually, just because, again, having Mary Jo as our president this year, I do have to show a little bit of love here. There are several tools out there that are absolutely amazing. I'm familiar with this one because my husband uses it, of course. But is there, as far as technicians, or I know most of you guys probably aren't in the field, but do you have any experience with gauges stuff? There are some manufacturers on the call. Any particular set of testing tools or anything that people are using in the field now that we didn't have 5 years ago that has made things a little bit easier in the office? I have an example if nobody else has anything I can call people, but this one's kind of a great topic, I know. So for us, for Vincent's, for our contracting company, we got something, not just a man tooth. I mean, that's cool because it's digital and it has pictures of what their readings are. But we actually use infrared. I can't think of the name of it, but we started using it for all of our customers, or all of our technicians on their phone. It's a little camera add-on. And so when our technicians would go out to a call, they would be able to actually show pictures of where the heat loss was, where the leak was in the cracked heat exchanger, if there was any kind of abnormality with the igniter, any of that kind of stuff, because they were able to show on their phones or tablets via this camera what was going on. And that was a huge thing for sales, actually. And it did actually affect in-office stuff because we were actually able to use those pictures and those readings to kind of relate to the customer. The customer's like, yeah, that is wrong, or yes, I can see how much I'm losing that way, or all that kind of thing that they never were able to kind of see before. And having that visualization was a game changer for our sales. Anybody have any experience with any kind of infrared stuff? I have killed chat. All right. We can move on. Not a problem, guys. Inventory control. Now, this is where you can lose so much money. I know this is a heartbreaker for people. Now, luckily, we are in the day and age where a lot of our CRMs have inventory in them, which is awesome for anybody who's in contracting and dispatching. Wholesalers, I know inventory is where you make or break your money. Here in where we are for our contracting company, our Vincent, inventory we manage with a tight fist because it only took one time where we had to tighten up our inventory store, and we actually went through everything and did one massive audit. And there was a lot of tears and a lot of lost revenue on everything we had to get rid of and throw away because of poor inventory management. And that was probably about 10 years ago or more. Now we keep track of it, and we have one person whose sole responsibility is to be the inventory pit viper. There are several tools out there that help people do this. Anybody have examples before I start calling on people or something that they use? All right. Marcy? You guys have something for, or is it, I'm sorry, did I say that wrong? Marla, do you guys have something you use for 1 hour? And I have another chat coming in.
Many of our larger owners use vendor managed inventory. So other than that, I really can't speak to it because I'm not in the field.
Right. I didn't know if at a corporate level you guys had something you recommended for most of your branches. All right, Julie, what do you guys use in Wisconsin for inventory for first call?
Well, I mean, I use QuickBooks, but a lot of it from the service part side of thing is really just manual still, unfortunately.
Okay. Janelle?
Total Office Manager has the inventory portion out of it. That is something that we honestly have not set up yet. I took on the task of trying to set up the inventory part, and I got probably through 3/4 of it in February of this year, but then the weather changed and it just didn't work out. So flat rate was our bigger thing to get done. So I have for August and September slated to finish the inventory stuff because I know it's like one of the biggest places that you can, lose revenue and kind of give away free stuff. And I definitely want to get a handle on that. So that's what I've been trying to do. I kind of took it on as a personal task.
Right. No, it's definitely one of those things that falls through the cracks.
Yeah.
Annie, Johnson Supply, what do they, as far as your distribution, what software do you guys use for your warehouses?
I know they do have, but I'm not sure what it is. And I know we use the infrared scanning system for for 3 of our DCs.
Yes, that's a big one with the scanning and labels.
Yep.
Ashley, in CoolSys, do you guys have stuff for inventory? I think you mentioned it earlier a little bit.
So, well, mostly everything I use is customer based. So I'm using my customer's inventory basically, and I'm having to use whatever they want to use. But like I was saying earlier, Walmart uses Phoenix. So that's one that I've had used for the customer. The customer doesn't always provide the materials, but my team is kind of small and we're national. So something weird that we do that's probably a little bit different than a lot of people is I have to keep my inventory somewhere that my guys can order and get a part overnight. So I keep all of my inventory actually at UPS, or the majority of it's at UPS, so that they can order it and get it next day, wherever they are in the country, because they're not in the same place 2 weeks in a row. So they are going to need parts on demand. We've been using UPS. I don't love UPS. Hopefully nobody from UPS is on the phone. I don't love it, but it does work, and it does work. It's just kind of expensive to me. So our other inventory management system is me shipping things from my house.
I mean, that's one way of doing it.
Well, I saved a ton of money because UPS charges you per part. So if you get a box of 10 belts, right, that's going to be 10 different parts to them, not one part. So it's $15 in, $15 out for them to touch it. So it's more than the cost of the belt. So they don't manage belts. But I do have them manage economizers, damper actuators, potentiometers sometimes. Just depends.
Anybody else have something to share on inventory?
It's really a hot topic that we get asked all the time too. Everybody wants it done for you, inventory management, because it's tough. But starting at the basics is often a great way to do it. Most service and dispatch software programs have, inventory listings and stuff. It just doesn't come pre-populated. And so for contractors, they have to start by actually tick listing out in the field. All right, what did I take off the truck? And then personally putting it, whether on all the invoices, and then turning it in when they get back in, or within the software, what did I use, and build your own inventory listing. And so then we suggest sometimes, of course, when it comes to contractors and technicians, just using a simple clipboard. This is what I used off the truck on these calls today, and then turning it into your warehouse manager when you come back so that they can restock those items. So it's a great discussion because everybody wants inventory to be easier. And, really a lot of it sometimes does start manually.
So inventory is kind of a passion for my uncle who runs our HVAC business. And since that little story I told about breaking into tears, it is something that we take very, very seriously. We actually developed a system that's a little unique, probably about 6 or 7 years ago. We have one woman, and she's Superwoman. Her name is Patty, and she is Patty, the parts girl, or whatever you want to call her, but she's amazing. This woman takes care of every inventory need that we have. We have about 7 or 8 trucks, and we've got about 10 technicians, or well, 10 guys, you know, install crews and techs and stuff. So there's a lot of inventory that we have coming in all the time, and we have fully stocked trucks, so they have to have all their inventory on there, has to be accounted for. And our software we use with Successware and SW Remote kind of includes that sometimes, but we actually built into a Dropbox as part of their process before even SW Remote kind of developed some of this, was they had to put in what they used off the truck, what model number it was, and the guys are not allowed to go, and forgive me for all you distributors out there, to the counter. We don't have our technicians go to the warehouses to pick up parts because it is a huge waste of time for them, because I need my producers producing by being in the field. Second, and anybody can account to this being a contractor, it is the first place that my competition is going to look to pick them off. They can also talk to other contractor or other technicians there, and then they compare war stories, and then it just becomes one of those things that doesn't need to happen. So Patty, our girl in the office here, her job is to go to Ferguson, to go to Johnstone, to go to, you know, Munches or whatever it is, to pick up what we need and make sure that it's on the truck and supply to the guys. She has her own pickup truck. She does the parts running if they need something, if an install's short on something, and she does all the inventory on the trucks, and everything runs through her and the system that we have with our Dropbox, our part numbers, and our scanning. And we have not had such you know, a bad time where we have excess inventory in our warehouse that we can't use. And that, because that's just it, you can't, inventory is part of your, you know, your profit here, but you can't spend inventory. You know, it might be part of your value system here, but you can't spend it. So if you're not using it, you know, you better not have excess left in your warehouse. So that's just something that we've kind of taken to heart, is that inventory is something we're very passionate about. I know some of the systems I found on here were like Margin Point and BrightSoft and any scanning systems, but again, that's my experience. Anybody else have anything to share? All right. Great. So it is 10 minutes left of the call, and I do have some house business to kind of wrap up, because this is our opportunity to talk to you guys. The fact that you guys are on the call, huge. We love hearing from you. We are just starting out with these. Danielle and I can tell you that it is something that we kind of brainstormed together, like what would we do to kind of connect with people more? And we're always open to suggestions. Even some of our topics, like this one was kind of out of left field, and I really appreciate you guys sticking with it. I hope that you guys learned some stuff out of it. I did. But we're open to guest speakers. If there's a different time of day that works better, if there's any kind of particular topic you want to hear or people you want to hear from. We really want to hear from you guys on this. If you have any suggestions now, you can talk about it now. You can even write us at our membership at womeninhvacr.org that I should have put on the slide and I did not. Is there anybody that has any suggestions right now?
Yeah, somebody texted in Fridays are hard to log in. So we'd be happy to share up some better days.
Are there times that work better? Is early, mid-morning better, like late morning, or like early afternoon?
I think the time is good. For me personally, Fridays are the absolute worst.
So we can look into something like Tuesdays or even Thursdays. All right. So again, think about stuff for guest speakers, or even as members, guys, if there's something that you're passionate about and that you'd like to share with people, or something that you're proficient on, that you're an expert in your field, we want to hear from you. Like, it doesn't have to be me and Danielle, because trust me, you will get bored of Danielle and I really fast. We can only be experts in so much, and really this would be a lot. So we would love to hear from you. Please keep that in mind. I would be remiss if I did not mention that the annual conference is in September, and we would love to see you there. This is the epicenter of what we do. We love attaching to industry events, but the best part about it is now having our standalone event. This is the time where we just have everybody all at once. We have the speaker program, we have networking, we have our dinners, we even have field trips now, but we get to spend time with everybody, and we try to make this an event that everybody can get some really, really good takeaways from. We are doing it in Colorado at the Brown Palace, and as you can see from the slide right here, the early bird pricing thing is real, guys. If you register before August 1st, you guys can get early bird registration pricing. I encourage you to do that. We would love, love, love to see you there and put names to faces, because that's really what it's all about. It's networking. And you guys, that is your strongest asset in all this. And you're going to learn a lot from these amazing speakers that we put together. I have to promote this because, again, this is what it's all about. We would love, 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 love to see you there. And if you have any questions about it, like, you know, you can ask any of us on Facebook or on our email. Again, womenhvacr.org, our website, has a lot of the information on there as well. Any questions?
No, but thank you guys for putting this together for all the women in the industry.
Thank you. I mean, again, we are like I mentioned earlier, we are the only organization, guys, that has every facet of the industry together in one place. There's some power in that. There's some advantages. I mean, there's some challenges too, but I think it's kind of neat being able to have technician and manufacturer and everything in between. I think we learn a lot from each other. All right. Our next new membership call is Friday the 27th. Again, if we change the time and we talk about this as a group and figure out something that works better, we might change the time on that. But as of at this moment, it is Friday the 27th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard, and Danielle is leading it. She has a really cool topic that is really easy to break down. Human resources, hiring and maintaining a healthy team culture. Again, human resources is something we all kind of have in common, and this is going to be a really good call that breaks down different challenges and solutions that come with that. We look forward to making sure, make sure you save this on your calendars. We will do the email blast again. Does everybody like the email the day of? Does that help?
Yes, it helps.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right, so I'm going to keep doing that because I know, when I get meeting invites, I'm always searching through my email box for, ever trying to find that email invite for that Zoom meeting, and I can never find it, so I usually need it right there. Well, we'll keep doing those the same day, and we'll know if the time changes. We'll be posting a calendar on our current events calendar on womenhvacr.org. It'll have the topics and the times of the calls. We have some scheduled out right now, but with the feedback of the different time, we might discuss changing it, like I said, but you guys will be the first to know. All right, thank you for joining us, guys. Don't forget, join our WHVACR Facebook group, not just liking the page. There's a group, guys. The group is where the discussion happens. That is where people post. We have different people posting all the time. Hey, what is your experience with this? Hey, I'm looking for a job here. That's where the conversation is. Our LinkedIn group's the same way. Guys, apply to those, and we'll let you in. It's a private group. It's not just our big Facebook page if you like it, which we appreciate that you like our Facebook page. But the group is where the conversation is, and we would love to hear from you. Get involved. Thank you so much for your time, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, take care.